Happy Monday, everyone. We're here with Chief Deb Faulkner, City of Franklin Police Chief. We're here to talk about Find Hope Franklin. How's it going this morning?
Well, it's a typical Monday morning. There's quite a bit going on here today.
Well, we appreciate everything that you do and taking time out to talk to us. Can you tell us a little bit about why you decided to become involved with Find Hope Franklin?
Well, Mayor Moore is very much involved in this. In fact, started pulling this group together of professionals in the Williamson County area to talk about some of the mental health issues that we all are aware of in the Franklin-Williamson County area. And I'm thankful that Mayor Moore is interested in this. I know that he's very much focused on the health of our community, but I'm thankful he's chosen mental health as a priority.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and so I think it's good for people to know. I know you've said this in different places, but mental health is an issue here in Franklin. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, really, it's a nationwide issue, and I think those of us in the law enforcement profession have recognized it for several years now, even particularly through the pandemic, the last 2 or 3 years. But psychological emergency is one of the leading calls for service for Franklin police officers. And in just looking at last year, and in fact, I get a report monthly that I review of these calls and others, but Franklin police officers responded to 83 suicide threats, 39 suicide attempts, and 9 suicides that were completed. The oldest person on these calls was 86 years old, and the youngest was 10 years old. The average age in these particular calls that I mentioned was 32 years old. And Franklin police officers receive a lot of training regarding crisis intervention and de-escalation. And we know that what we say and do in those first moments of coming in contact with someone who's having a crisis can make all of the difference in the world regarding the ability to get them to the help that they desperately need. So it's a high priority with us.
Yes, and so it sounds like based on that information you gave us, this covers all ages, all parts of our community.
It does, and it especially pains me when I see teenagers and 10-year-olds. I think last month we had already had 10 suicide threats, and the youngest was 11. So it continues to be an issue, but it's across the spectrum. It's not just our seniors, but it's also our young people and our children that are experiencing these mental health crises.
Since we are experiencing so much here in our area, what are some things you think we can do to help? Because I feel like all of us can play a part in helping.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that we don't ignore those cues, those little hints that people may be sending out that, oh, well, I won't have to worry about that anymore, or, well, you won't have to put it with me too much longer, those sort of things. And that sort of hits in your head and you think, what does he mean by that? So pay attention to that. I always say, listen, pay attention and observe, and try to monitor them, especially if they're a close family member. If you suspect that stress is affecting their health, their behavior, their thoughts, or their feelings, try to connect them to a professional in the area to get them some assistance. There's a lot of discussion about the 988 call number. It's 24/7 nationwide, and I know that people using that has gone up substantially in the United States. But we also offer QPR training. It's kind of like CPR. Some other people who have been on here may have mentioned it, but it's question, persuade, and refer. And I have a couple of officers who teach that for community members who are interested.
You mentioned your police officers in the police department. What do you do to help your officers? Because I'm sure that's a stressful job in itself. And so how are you guys helping them?
I have a professional counselor on staff, and she's available for one-on-ones. Um, I have a number of officers, in fact, 40, who are military veterans. So um, if they are experiencing PTSD, but she also performs debriefings for our officers when they handle a call that is particularly stressful, such as a child abuse or sexual assault or suicide. She will call the group together and do a confidential debriefing. It's okay not to be okay, but you need some help. We also have a chaplain program, and I have about 20 officers who have been especially trained to be peer supporters. So we try to do as much as we can for our officers so that they can go on to the next call.
Hmm. Well, we appreciate everything that you guys do and talking to us today about Find Hope. Is there any last words you want to share with us about the whole program, Find Hope, Franklin?
Well, the mayor continues to lead this group, and again, I'm extremely thankful for that. But I think we all want to be out there sort of carrying the banner that lets someone know that there is assistance available, that there are a lot of helping agencies in our city and in our county and even into Nashville. We appreciate and value human life. We will listen here at the Franklin Police Department. So many people are moving here. Tennessee has become a state where it's highly desirable for people in other parts of our country. And because they're new, they may not know anybody. They may not even know their neighbors. So they can always call us. And again, we're confidential and we know who these helping agencies are. And we will get them to help and to a safe place so that they can be healthy and continue on with their life. Life is so important. And we value that greatly. And we want to help anyone in our community who is suffering or just they don't know who to turn to, they don't know where to go. And we want to help them through that.
I think that's a great point that you make because I feel like sometimes so many of these people that you've mentioned before don't feel like they have anyone they can reach out to or talk to. So
Yeah,
that's great.
you're right. They may not have affiliated with a church yet or a synagogue. But they're having a bad day, and we want to help them. If they need us, we're there 24/7. We can't work from home, so we'll be there. And again, our officers work very hard in their training to try to de-escalate the situation and get them to a place of safety and assistance.
Yeah, well, we appreciate everything that you do and for your involvement in Find Hope and presenting those facts that I think a lot of us may not have known had you not shared those with us.
Well, I appreciate your interest, and we know we have the support of our community, and for that, we're very thankful.
All right, well, have a great day. We will talk to you again soon.
Thank you. Take care.